All right, BAD-2700, welcome to Module 14. We're only 3 weeks away from the end of the semester, and I'm sure some of you will be glad to get this semester over with and move on, but hang in there, just 3 more weeks. Now, as a reminder, you have the weekly assignment due tonight and the chapter quiz from this past week. Those are both due by midnight on Sunday night. And I hope each of you are working on your final project, getting a head start on that. Now, this week we're going to look at chapter 14, and we're going to examine the topic of organized labor, or in layman's terms, unions. So as you review the material this week, you'll begin to analyze what are the benefits and cost of having a union in the workplace. Now, we know that some of the employees may prefer a unionized workplace. Others may prefer a workplace that is not unionized. One of the key elements we'll look at is the relationship between management and unions. Now, in order to understand the current union environment, we'll need to go back and look at some of the history surrounding unions in the U.S. And you've probably seen stories and movies about unions coming in and supporting workers who are operating in horrible conditions. And those were effective uses of unions as they changed the landscape of the working environment, thinking about the sweatshops and factories and things like that, where people were just working in deplorable conditions. And unions came in and forced management and organizations to bring standards up and allow people to operate in a safe operating condition. On the other hand, we've probably seen cases where unions have come in and operated in a more corrupt fashion, not yielding as much improvement for the workforce, but essentially benefiting those people in the union that are in charge. Now, one of the ways that we protect workers or employees is through various laws, and you'll review examples of these, such as the Wagner Act and the Taft-Hartley Act. These became the foundation of protection for employees, as well as the foundation of protection for union operations. One of the key elements you'll cover in this chapter is collective bargaining. Given the 3 phases of union operations, union organization, collective bargaining, and contract administration, collective bargaining sets the stage for operations going forward. Keep in mind that once a union is in place, the representatives of that union represent all employees covered under that collective bargaining agreement, and management is required to negotiate with these representatives. It's this negotiation that has the biggest impact on human resources. When we think about things like staffing and training and pay and allowances, in a collective bargaining agreement, these things are all set as part of that negotiation for the contract for those union workers. Now, your assignments this week include M14A1 on governance and the weekly chapter quiz. And I also want you to continue working on your final project. I want you to spend a lot of time on that and make sure that you put forth the effort, the detail, the research into making that a good product. So I hope each of you has a great week, and I look forward to seeing your work this week. Thank you.